Good morning, Guardians, and welcome back to a special episode of Tower Casuals. We just watched the Destiny 2 showcase. We just lost John for some reason, so he'll be back in just a second. But, he's not showing up here. But we have A1 Johnny, we have NerdGeneralist, and we have, making his glorious return to the show, Kernal Panic.
Welcome.
The fan favorite, the Skeletor himself. I was really hoping you would do that for me. Are we all here? Is John in here?
Yes.
Okay, you're not showing up. I'm going to keep asking.
I see him.
Guys, Nerd and I were watching this together, and the amount of times that we shrieked with excitement, said, "Oh my god," or just got giddy like it was fucking Christmas morning opening up a Nintendo 64 was just off the charts. We both agreed this is probably the best showcase they've ever done.
Hands down.
What is the initial one sentence reaction from you guys?
I would like to know what came first, Halo Infinite or their idea for a grapple.
It's fair. Nerd, hit me with your reaction.
Give me that booty. That's all I have to say. I'm ready.
Swiggity swooty, give me the booty. John, I know you've got an ass joke somewhere.
Not off the top of my head. Unlike some people on this pod, I have not been drinking yet. But I am not shocked that I'm getting another whole can super.
Yeah, so I made a reference when we were hanging out in Discord before the show that Nerd and I had seen some leaks come out yesterday, and the immediate reaction we had, because we saw the still image of the three supers, was, "Oh my god, Titan's got another punching super."
What else do you need? That's
a tornado, though. It's okay. So let's start at the top. Let's just start at the top and go through it systematically. Lightfall. I'm digging the Tron meets Blade Runner meets I don't know, fucking expunge feel of this expansion already.
I was not expecting a Cyberpunk expansion, that's for sure.
I saw this described online by Ginsor a few days ago as Mass Effect meets Cyberpunk, and that feels like a pretty apt description.
So I feel like, as much as I love the rundown Star Wars post something like sci-fi, I am itching to get a nice clean city to see what they do with that. It was my favorite part of Deepstone, the clean areas. So I know they can do a good job with it. I am super pumped to explore something that I haven't seen before that is completely different than the rest of the universe.
I love the fact that we're getting a new race. Not race might not be the right word, but a new faction of people that are friendly. They're not just enemies that we're throwing bullets down range at. These are going to be a friendly group that we're actually going to get to interact with that are going to help us.
They kind of gave us the best of all the worlds here, right? We get a reprised enemy in the Cabal with brand new darkness powers that can hinder our abilities. We've got friendly allies, humans, a human enclave here on Neomuna that are the capital city of Neptune that we haven't had contact with, which, given the broad scope of what we know about interstellar travel, makes sense. The furthest that our Guardian has ever gone is Saturn, out to the Dreadnought. Other than Drifter's crew, we are statistically the furthest that a Guardian has ever been away from the city. So this kind of makes perfect sense that we wouldn't, and if they're trying to remain hidden, that makes sense that they would not be making contact, or that they would be unaware that the Earth survived the collapse, perhaps. And then on top of that, we get these new darkness enemies that are almost like field generals to these Cabal. Mini Rolks, kind of. This is wild. I think this is a cool way to introduce a new race without explicitly introducing a new race or giving them a name. Right?
I think that was what I was surprised most by, is I expected everything leading up to Final Shape to be wrapping things up, to be closing things out. I wasn't expecting anything additive, if that makes sense, other than more about the witness in the darkness. So this is was surprising, to say the least.
I also think that this is extremely surface level, right? We saw very little of the expansion compared with Witch Queen last year. We saw very little. And that makes sense with 2 seasons to go.
I also think that like they're providing an out. Like something's got to happen with our powers. Like there's got to be some sort of disruption in this new city and stuff like that. I feel like we're gonna have a way to transition beyond the light and dark saga. Like, and that's I think where we're seeing right now.
Yeah, this feels like Joe Blackburn says, this is the beginning of the end, but it also feels like it's the beginning of the next saga in a lot of ways. Because Strand isn't just an ability for damage; it's a traversal thing. Like everybody now has Spidey gauntlets. Essentially, I'm calling them the Spider-Man gloves. You can't make me call it a grapple. It's Spider-Man. He's just there. You're just thwipping into midair. That's going to completely change the way that we think about traversal in the game, that we think about jumping puzzles in raids and in dungeons, secret missions. Like this completely changes the whole landscape of the game.
That
So-
was
Go ahead.
I was to say that was going to be my initial thought whenever they did the grapple for the first time. It's like, what the hell does this mean for the way we approach old encounters now? Like, can we use this in stuff like Last Wish or?
Oh, I'm sure you can.
And how does that change how we approach those encounters? Like, are we able to navigate around mobile bosses better? It's gonna change things, I think, quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Definitely. Joe, go ahead.
I want to know what the QA testing on that is like, and I want to know how what they had to shore up in old encounters and like what is going to break now, because they showed, if I'm not mistaken, they showed a clip of it in Prison of Elders.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I want to see how broken new Shatter Dive is. I have to say this because it's a tale as old as time. We got a dive ability like we have for every single class now. Just like Titans can rely on some sort of like a charge attack. Warlocks have something funky going on with their rifts. Hunters just like to dive into the ground for whatever reason.
The thing I like about what they're doing with Hunters, and really all the classes, but I've seen it I think more frequently in Hunters recently, is they're giving Hunters more support capabilities. And like this new Shatter Dive, I'm going to call it that, the new dive ability, it's straight up looks like a crowd control / support kind of ability, which is really kind of neat. I think it's going to pair really nicely for some harder content. Like if you get overwhelmed or you need someone to go in there and just like stop up a doorway.
Yeah, I've made no secret that I'm a Hunter main. That's all I play. But I play my Hunter as a support character. Like I always have, even before Divinity. So like Divinity was kind of the perfect tool for me. But it was always like, well, I have to be able to use my super for DPS. I was always on Celestial Nighthawk or Tether duty. Now it's like, okay, I can use my super for ad clear. Like maybe we don't need mine, or I can just chuck this new arc staff at Oryx's face and go back to what I was doing. I love that my abilities can empower teammates now. Like I think Hunters, by and large, needed the most overhaul in subclass 3.0, and to the point where we had to do a whole new super for Arc. So I'm very excited to see how the Strand abilities work with that. Real quick, we saw the 3 new supers briefly in action. We saw a I'm going to call it the Ted Lasso for Hunters. We saw some sort of like Chaos Reach meets like Nova Bomb for Warlocks, and Titans are a spiky spinning tornado, which actually looks really cool. Like it looks cooler than the still image makes it look.
We're gonna call it Carnage.
Carnage, there we go. Okay, Carnage or Venom, we can call it one of the two. There's no green symbiote. So.
Looks like we're talking about Titans, right?
Yeah.
Looks like Prototype from the game Prototype.
Oh,
you guys remember that one?
Yeah. And I mean, I guess like kind of one final note on Lightfall, because really all we got was that trailer and a little bit on the Strand abilities.
And shirts off Callus.
And
man,
buck ass nude Callus.
That's a big Dune vibe right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Thing.
I really dig in all of the like the pyramid, like Rolk, Valve Disciple, like stuff that's now showing up.
Final Fantasy. Sorry.
It looks really cool. Seeing the image of the pyramids floating down the streets of this city was just like, oh man, that's kind of this feeling of finality. in a lot of ways. I guess moving along a little bit though, let's talk about the game systems that are going to change. Things that we've been calling for years are finally coming to the game, and I want to address LFG and Guardian preset loadouts first.
Yeah,
because it's no secret. I think most of us here use dim loadouts at this point, right? John, I know you have been a huge fan of doing that since they made the ability to let you do it. I can't tell you the amount of times that we've had to go back to orbit because John's like, "Oh, I need to change my loadout."
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do that from other places other than just orbit.
Right.
I assume that since it's in the menu, that unless you're in like a Grandmaster,
absolutely.
you'll be able to.
I mean,
I love that change, and then the built-in LFG. That's a big deal.
Yeah, so the LFG I feel like has been a long time coming, and they're finally using statistics that only Bungie has to help with the LFG, it looks like, which makes so much sense.
And giving people a way to verify that you're not a total dick. You know what I mean? Getting those post-game accommodations.
I like the accommodations. I want to see them in action a little bit because I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm going to sabotage so-and-so because like I know their name.
They didn't show any negative ones you can give, right?
Yeah,
so
and then at the same time though, like, I don't know. I've never been a fan of commendation systems in games or on consoles. So I want to see how this works first.
I wonder if they'll ever implement some kind of like reward system for having certain commendations as well. I mean, it definitely lends itself to like if you have a certain number of leadership commendations, does that translate to any kind of like extra like armor or emblems or ghost emotes? Yeah, emotes would be a good one too.
I could definitely imagine that. Like we've said for a long time, we want more rewards in game, and I want to see things beyond emblems for these special sort of things that you're accomplishing. Like an emblem in this case would make sense, I guess, because like you're a leader in the community. Then I think a special title would probably be in order.
Yeah, I think you need to encourage people in some capacity to play.
Or like
certain
when
ways.
you open up when you inspect somebody, when you hover over their name, like it says, their name, their level, their title, and then like there's a special badge that indicates like what rank they are within the community or something. Because they said you'll be able to tell when you go into the tower. So, they didn't say tower, but whenever you encounter these guardians, they were very specific not to say tower or to show the tower very much.
I didn't see the tower in any of those. In any screen, did we?
They did when they were showing off all the emotes leading into.
Oh
the
yeah. You're right.
But these are two big things that we've wanted for a very long time, especially like the quick screens that we saw of the loadout manager, being able to see all your mods laid out right there for all of your armor pieces is just going to be such a huge deal. I have to like constantly be scrolling up and down and like, oh, I don't remember what this symbol necessarily means off the top of my head. Let me open it up. Let me see. Did I give it did I use the minor or the major one? How much did it give me in a boost? Like, I'm excited for those breakdowns. We were talking a couple weeks ago about how like air assault is going to be starting to show up now, aim assist and things like that. This is just another further step of this is what they see in the API and they're showing it to us now. Like they've taken the inspiration of tools like dim and said, hey, what if we did this within the game ourselves? You can still use those third-party applications if you're comfortable with them. Obviously, the Vault system is significantly better than Bungie's app. But being able to do loadouts inside of game is one of the next big steps to making this a true MMO, I think.
Ooh, one of the cool things they could do to help shepherd new lights into build crafting is introduce like recommended loadouts or like auto loadouts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you like you just answer like, do you like grenades or do you like melee or do you like weapon damage? And then you just click a button and it tries to auto attach whatever mods you have the, energy for it to do. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And save it.
Yeah, I agree. Again, this is another thing that I'm gonna want to see like as it comes, and I'm curious to see. I imagine loadouts will launch with the game. I don't know if LFG will be there with that initial release. I don't think that they want to do that when there is a new raid coming. I think they'd rather have it come out when there's a dungeon instead to kind of lessen the load that is going to get hit with immediately in case it doesn't work right away. especially with how just insane people are these days. This is not from the showcase, but I just got into my thing just dinged for the Bungie store. The collector's edition comes with a model of Elsie's Vex fish.
Why are people so obsessed with this fish?
I think this is where she got it from. Frankly,
I feel like Johnny would be really obsessed with Elsie's
sense.
fish.
So if you'll, we're gonna keep talking, but I'm gonna complete my pre-order while we're doing this.
I do have some breaking news, if I can interrupt real quick.
Yes, hit me, John.
The new Titan exotic is launching disabled.
Are you serious?
The new Titan exotic. It's on the.
That's incredible. Home. That's actually incredible.
Where you have to send that to me, John. Where are we seeing the new exotics? Are they in like the API already?
I'm assuming, but the images I saw look like they'd be from the season page, but I don't see it on the season page.
They might be talking about it on the live stream right now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new Warlock exotic looks like Arc Hellraiser. I really want to know what that does. It looks insane.
I'll be searching for that while we're talking.
There is some incredible stuff here on the store. The seasonal title is Scallywag.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, can we talk about the season? Can we talk about pirates for a moment here?
It's weird. I was almost as excited about the season as I was about the expansion, and I feel like that's a really good thing for the game.
I think that's an extremely healthy thing. This is a season unlike, and I mean, the leaks really, like, we had heard for the last, like, couple of months on and off, like, man, season 18 is going to be really special. Like, Bungie in particular, like, internally is very excited for this. It's like, okay, we've heard that a lot before, you know, and why wouldn't you be excited for something that you're doing yourself, right? This looks awesome. This is unlike any season that they've done, and if this is a sign of things to come, the franchise is in extremely good hands.
Oh, it's fine.
Like, this is awesome. Like, between the 80s, like, Daft Punk vibe that we get from Lightfall to literal Pirates of the Caribbean, this is incredible. I cannot get over how good this is.
I like that it seems like they're having fun. Like
exactly.
If you ever watch any like good comedy TV shows like Arrested Development or Parks and Rec or The Office, the reason why those are fun and like they're so engaging to watch is because like right between the cuts that you actually get to see like is all the bloopers of everyone laughing and breaking character. And I feel like that's what we're getting in Destiny right now is you can tell that the people making it are having fun and it's coming through in the game.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's the greatest gift of all, right? Is that this is clearly a team that is passionate about the world that they're building. I mean, we heard Joe Blackburn reference, you know, I'm so happy that everybody is going to get, the whole new generation is going to get to experience Kingsfall, which is the first thing he ever worked on at Bungie. You know, we know Luke Smith felt the same way when Vault of Glass was brought back. I think that's what's important, right? Is that the stories are going to continue to endure. I can't help but see my initial gut reaction, though, after seeing the pirate stuff is, damn, this is awesome. We're getting 3 brand new activities, including we're boarding treasure ships, pirate ships.
We're getting our own pirate ship.
We're getting a catch. We're doing treasure maps, and all this is going to be gone in 6 months. And I think that's the biggest bummer is that if this is a hit, like I feel like it's going to be, I'm just like, man, I can't believe that this is actually happening. But I think that also, like, yes, FOMO is a thing now, but you bet your ass I'm going to play so much of this season.
Yeah, you always get fatigued after a certain point.
And this is a long season, we should note. This is 3 weeks longer than the typical season to account for the Thanksgiving holidays. What does everybody else think? I mean, Blunderbuss fusion rifle. John, I know you have thoughts on this.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on it. This is the first time I'm not upset that it's like just going to be free in the season pass as soon as I log in because I need to play with it.
Is that confirmed to be the season pass weapon?
Yeah. If
Okay.
you look at the season page, that's
I haven't pulled any of it up yet. I'm doing credit card info, but
Yep, you're busy. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna
that's
pull
the
up
season
the
pass
details
stuff.
here in just a second. That was just I can't blunderbuss, a blunderbuss as a fusion rifle. It's not a shotgun. They didn't go the stereotypical route. It looks like it's a multi-shot too.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
fires in a very weird pattern. This is going
It
to be
kind of
like a
it feels like it's
Telesto
going to do for
situation.
fusions what Stormchaser did for linears, like a new archetype.
Yeah. It's going to be, it looks like it's wholly unique like Telesto is, where it fires like a fusion rifle, but it acts completely different. So we'll have to see. We'll find out soon.
Very soon.
To kind of talk about like weapon and damage and stuff, like they did specifically kind of say that they were leaning really heavily into the arc shields and stuff for this season, which is really nice, that we'll be able to actually flex like all of our arc weapons and abilities, and it's not like, oh man, it's an arc season, oh everything has solar and void shields, great.
Yeah, I kind of like the little dig that they had. It's almost like we planned it this way. That I liked the little cheeky comment there, because it's like, yeah, you should plan things like that.
Yes.
um it makes perfect sense, just like we noted when we did the Witch Queen playthrough, that we were glad that Void worked so well with everything there, and in Season of the Risen's psyops battles. It was like, okay, cool, we get to enjoy this power fantasy. Haunted really felt like it played to Solars. It makes sense for this. After this, I mean, man, have subclasses ever been in a better place? All for, of course, we haven't gotten to play with Arc yet, unless somebody has gotten into the game and is playing while we're doing this.
I'm updating.
God damn it. Um, it feels like everything's well on its way to being balanced, though, for really the first time across any Destiny release. And I don't think that Joe was wrong when he said, Joe Blackburn, not our favorite Joe who's sitting here at the table with us.
I wasn't wrong either, though, for the record.
No, you were not. No, you were not, my friend. It really feels like he hit the nail on the head here, just like he did back when they talked about the Witch Queen at last year's showcase. That we feel like we've always said Destiny's best days are ahead of it. We feel like we're here now. And then today, when he says this is literally the best time to ever jump into the game, I can't help but agree with him. All the subclasses are up to parity, seemingly. There are pirate ships. There is a wacky city with Spider-Man gloves that we're going to get to explore. And the fun doesn't stop there, though. We got one more. Uncle Drifter is there pouring me a drink. It's like my D&D campaign has come to life. It's glorious.
With the tiny umbrella.
With the tiny umbrella. I you know what? I knew Drifter was a Mai Tai kind of guy. The Fortnite and Epic collabs look kind of wild. So we have 3 sets of armor coming to Destiny. They're classic Fortnite skins from Chapter 1. Chapter 1, seasons 3, 5, and 6, I think, are what those sets are from, including the Drift set, which was one of the earliest known ones. Joe even talked about that one. That's the Warlock set. Looks really, really cool. But it's a 2-way collab, because Zavala, Ikora, and the Exo Stranger are coming to Fortnite. Their gliders are sparrows. And you have backbling of a ghost and the Vexfish, as well as Lament and Black Talon as 2 of the pickaxes. I think Crown Splitter was the 3rd.
Yeah, it looks like Crown Splitter.
Again, nutty. This is wild. I love it. I love everything about this. Of course, there's some Fall Guys stuff that's going to happen. And last but not least, if you download this on the Epic Game Store this week, if you download Destiny at all, you will get the 30th anniversary pack for free, and everyone can play the story expansions for free for this week only. I assume if you're listening to this, you are well caught up on the expansions. But if you have a friend that is not, they can play Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, and the Witch Queen. They can play those campaigns, play what they were missing. Maybe they jumped in at Beyond Light or Witch Queen and they didn't play the previous expansions. This is the perfect time to go do it. Go get some of those stasis powers.
Yeah, you got a week to get all your stasis.
You got a week to go suffer through those quests. Yeah. I don't think there's a whole lot that needs to be said. Cool. We knew it was coming to Epic. That was part of last year's infamous paste bin leak, that it was going to come. I don't think any of us saw the Fortnite collab coming. That just we knew the rumors of it were coming. They had asked in a survey. I think it was in the Epic versus Apple court docs last year. And then just we went from 0 to 100 real quick in the span of about 6 hours. Like, oh, it might happen to, holy shit, this is happening on Tuesday. We had images and everything, just freaking out. I am excited to see what comes of that. Partnerships are always cool. I do want to have a discussion about this, though. It was floated when the Sony acquisition happened that, no, I know John was messing with me about this because he knew it really got under my skin about, oh, they could put the Leviathan axe from God of War in the game now. I'm not concerned, but I do think that we're on a tiny bit of a slippery slope here right now. Like, what's the limit to? Yeah, if you keep it tasteful, like the Fortnite skins. When I first heard Destiny or Fortnite and Destiny, I was like, oh god, how bad is this going to look? And they picked some, I think, some pretty decent looking skins. They kept it tasteful. I guess I'm just saying, like, I don't want to, like, every 6 months hear about a new collab with, or like, oh, such and such big game just came out, so we're putting in Kratos themed armor for everybody, or, you know, oh, The Last of Us Part 1 just came out, we're putting in Ellie's crossbow or something like that. Like, I don't, or her bow, not crossbow, just her bow. Like, I don't want to see things like that.
I would say as long as it's tasteful, like John said, and it fits, if you can make it fit within this sort of the design of the universe as it currently stands, I honestly don't have a huge problem with it. I'll just buy what I think is cool and not buy what I don't think is cool. I think the collabs bring people to the game that might not normally.
They absolutely do. I'm not trying to say that they don't. I guess I get a little concerned. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want it to become Call of Duty where no one has any idea what any of this shit means anymore. It's very confusing to me. I like the universe. They've done such a good job of world building and creating this universe that I don't want them to muddy it up, but also like they don't have a history of doing that at all. You know, if anything, I feel like a lot of this stuff is just like them celebrating the partnership, you know, with a new release to create more buzz. But I personally don't think it's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
we already have so many goofy things that have nothing to do with Destiny in the
and
once it's dumb cosmetics, I think it's fine. Right?
That's what I'm fine with. I guess I'm just saying, like, I don't want to see like a pack of skins promoted as like the greatest hits from PlayStation Studios or something. Just like when we first heard that there was going to be like Halo themed armor, I was like, I was very clear, like, I don't want a full set of Spartan armor in this game.
I was going to make that point. Like, if they didn't do it with kind of like their own, I know it's not their franchise anymore, but like they could have put a full set of Spartan armor out there, and damn it, I probably would have still bought it. I would like. Yeah, I would have bought it.
I sit here and complain about it, but I would have done it.
Right, all of us probably in this chat would have bought it, and they chose to take a much more subtle and respectful path in terms of bringing that stuff to the universe. So I think that's a good indicator of the direction that they'll take some of these collabs.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that. And then let's. Oh, John, go ahead. If you have
one more piece of breaking news here. I don't want to interrupt every 5 minutes.
No, you're good. Hit me.
But Adept Mindbender's ambition can roll with incandescent. And
God fucking damn it! Is that really the Adept weapon this season?
That's part of the GM loot, baby. Let's go.
Oh my god!
There's a new perk with the image of a fist on it in the second column, so I'm curious to see what that does.
PvP just got worse.
Yep. It somehow got worse. Has anybody peeped the season pass ornaments, the pirate armor?
Yeah, it looks sick.
Where are you peeping this?
The seasonal page.
I haven't reloaded in a while.
Okay, both sets of the armor are really cool. God damn it. Okay.
Oh my lord. The new Trials bow can roll kill clip. That's never rolled on a bow before.
I just don't even know what to say right now. This is absolutely wild. We have a ghost that looks like it's a fallen head in the rewards track. I'm looking at it right now. Anyways, let's get to our final piece so that we can all jump in and enjoy the game. I can get this edited and uploaded. But
I want to keep talking, Josh. I want to talk all day long.
No, we're done. We're going to talk about very briefly about my favorite piece of content ever in Destiny is coming back. King's Fall is back. It's the returning raid. The King's Fall armor is in there. The weapons are in there. Let's go.
Yeah.
They showed using stasis grenades on the Wall of Dicks. I'm so excited. Golgoroth is there. The War Priest is there.
Jeez.
Big Daddy Oryx is here. I'm just so excited. This is like the way that John has talked about dungeons in the past on the show is how I feel about King's Fall. That is the moment where, like, I knew with Vault of Glass that this franchise was special, but it didn't have staying power for me. This was the moment when I faced Oryx down in that raid where I went, oh my god, everything I went through to get here, even if I only come back for the seasonal expansions and play for like a month or two, I will be stuck with this franchise for the rest of my life. Because it's the moments like this that make the aggravating decisions worth it.
Oh.
So this is this raid holds a very special place in my heart. It's very special. I cannot wait to see everybody who has never played this raid. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think any of you have done King's Fall. Maybe Joe has.
I have.
You have.
I did the opening encounters. Got stopped at the ship traversal part with the random LFG.
This is yeah. We're gonna be sending John to orbit during that.
Hey, I have Titan boots now, and we can mantle. I have Iron Man boots. It's fine.
I have.
Oh,
Pretty soon we'll have grapple.
That's true.
Oh,
that's not going to help us for the next 6 months, though.
If there's one raid though that like, really felt like it was pushing, like the Destiny engine, so to speak.
Yep.
Like it was this one. Like the stuff they do with scale, and that's all I'm gonna say, is insane. And I'm so excited to see what it looks like now, if only at 60 FPS.
If only at 60 FPS. Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens here.
The Lightfall plus annual pass is $99 for digital.
Yeah,
I don't disagree. Right. I did see that though, and I was immediately just surprised that it was a little more pricey than I expected. But the amount of stuff that you're getting.
Wasn't it?
No, it was 80, I think, with Witch Queen.
With all the seasons.
With all the seasons, it was 100.
Oh, all right. Well, take my money.
You got a slight discount if you bought that with the 20th anniversary bundle, I think. I don't know, but I mean, with how the production value has gone up with the dungeons and with the raids, the legendary campaign, ooh. I don't want to say that I'm okay with it, but I am like mostly okay with this.
Also includes Rahul's secret stash deliveries. That's new, isn't it?
One per season. Yep, that's got to be part of it too.
Includes cosmetic accessory, 2 Ascendant alloys, 3 shards, an exotic cipher, and 5 upgrade modules. Interesting.
Oh, upgrade modules. Okay. Nice.
Cool. And what's different is the exotic is available today. They have never done that before. The exotic is available today. That is a way to get people like me who wait until the last possible second to pre-order it. Just so I can unlock it the day of. This is a way to get me to use my Microsoft points as soon as we get done with this call. Do we have any final thoughts? I want to save some more discussion for when Corey can join us on Thursday. Any final thoughts on the overall show, the reveal, future of Destiny? Hit me with a minute or less. Let's go.
I'm excited to see them further explore the social aspects of the game. I don't remember which podcast it was on, but one of the previous times I was on, you asked me what I wanted to see from Destiny moving forward, and that was my answer. I wanted to see them go back into that because they haven't really touched it since D2 launched with guided games. And I feel like if they are trying to curate an MMO-like experience, that's part of it. So I'm happy to see more of that.
Yeah. Nerd?
I was very surprised by the number of new Guardians that we're seeing coming into the game. I think they
5
said
million.
5 million new Guardians. So I look forward to meeting all 5 million of those Guardians and playing with them via LFG. And if you want a good community, you should come join the Tower Casuals Discord where we play games together. And we're going to play Lightfall and stuff together. So
that's right. We the community just did a Vow of the Disciple run, 4 first-time clears, and I was farming Storm Chaser drops with Nerd and our friends Andre and Joasis. So that was pretty fun. Joe, you got any final thoughts for me?
I am very excited to head into like unknown territory with what they're announcing. I don't feel like I have a great grasp on where exactly it's headed. I feel like it's all fairly unknown, which is exciting, and I'm nervous about my time investment.
Yeah, as someone who took a lot of this season off,
I completed, I think, all of my quests. I got my Bright Dust bounty. I'm at like level 180 something. So like I crammed that whole season within like a month.
You did.
Real hard.
You did. We were playing almost every day for a couple, at least like 2 or 3 weeks, really, to try to get you back up to speed. And kudos to you. You almost did as much as I did this season.
I will figure out a better schedule for it. But yeah, I don't want to do that again that exact same way. But I also can't lose that amount of time again.
It is a bit of a longer season too. So
but that's a good like in reality, that's a good thing to be in a position where there's more content than I can actually consume.
Yeah,
like, that's not a bad spot.
No, it's not. And I guess just kind of closing thoughts. I think that, all of this looks and sounds great. Of course, we need to see how things like LFG and loadouts are actually going to play out in game for me to contain that, or to, I guess, keep my hype up in that regard. But I think as far as story goes, as far as environments go, Bungie's nailing it. If that means that we have to have a quote-unquote down season, like Haunted, in order to get something like Plunder, I'm all for it. And I don't even think Haunted was really that bad. It's just, you look at what we've gotten since Arrivals, over the last 2 years, and to say that Haunted is like one of the bottom 2 seasons, like, okay, cool. Like, the only thing below it is Hunt. That's pretty good company to be in, I think, when you look at how good Arrivals was, Chosen, Splicer, Lost, Risen.
I always kind of decide how good a season is based on whether you give it a shitty nickname.
I have not given Haunted a shitty nickname. So
Season of the Yawn, Season of the Worthless.
True.
It's true. It's true. Even though I do secretly love Season of the Dawn, I couldn't resist that nickname. But I think that's going to do it for all of us today. More thoughts as I gather them from me and Corey on Thursday night's episode. He actually texted me during this and says, wow, I just watched all that. I don't quite know how I feel about everything. I'm still processing. It wasn't a message filled with exclamation points and all caps. So that may be a fun discussion on Thursday. But definitely a different tone than I thought we were going to get for Lightfall. Being the expansion right before Final Shape, and like, no, let's make it full of color. Let's do it. The exact opposite of what we thought we would get. But thank you so much if you are listening to this very special midday episode of Tower Casuals. As the guys said earlier, you can find us on Discord, Tower Casuals Discord. Come join us. We're talking about things like this. We're doing LFGs. We're hanging out. It's just a fun community to be a part of. We have about 40 of you in there already. So that's been great to see in the couple weeks that Corey and I have actually had it up and running and pushing it. We've got a lot of daily engagement. We've got build sharing going on. Nerd made an awesome graphic on the must-have power weapons going into this season for DPS to a certain extent of art. So come and check that out. And from me, from Nerd, John, Joe, and from Corey, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys in Season of the Plunder. Thank you.